All right. I haven't done a life update in a while, so I figured while I'm sitting in my car thinking about some things and calming down, now would be a good time. So, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is, wherever in the world it is that you are. Welcome once more to another live stream of Alexandra Mayers Live over here on my official Alexandra Mayers channel. I've mainly been doing my page by page reading and commentary of the Bible on this channel, which I'm really glad I've been doing because it's fed my faith, which is important for me, especially this year. I'm not sure if I'm upset primarily right now because of not having my dad to talk to ask for guidance when it comes to another situation, which in the grand scheme of things doesn't even matter that much to the world. It matters to me. It does matter to me, but I know it doesn't really matter in the larger grand scheme of things. I'm dealing with an extreme bully right now who is also a type of a stalker who has a pretty large online community behind him to back him, whether he tells the truth or lies, who hates me for a variety of reasons, most of the reasons unjust and unfounded, most of the reasons rooted in racism, misogyny, bigotry, all the bad stuff. But this person stalked me, researched me for, I would say, approximately a year before approaching me, pulled on my heartstrings, defrauded me of some money, definitely is a solid extortionist and is trying to get more money out of me. And people are just cheering him all along the way. And this particular evil monster is using a past life choice that I made to further himself, network, hate bond with others in order to get ahead, using me all the while. And there's little I can do about it legally. There are things I can do about it, but not legally. And that's the problem. When my dad was alive, he always taught me when you're dealing with a bully, you got to confront them. Usually, if you confront them verbally, especially publicly, they will leave you alone. But there is a type that won't, which is when you have to take other steps. Ironically, when my dad was alive, he met the person doing some really bad things to me right now. And my dad could see exactly what he was, and I didn't believe him. I think that's what I'm the most upset about when I really think about it. I thought I knew better than my dad. And what a fool I was. And I probably still am an extreme fool. God, I wish I was as smart as my dad was. But I'm not. I wish I was. But he did warn me. So now I have to do something in order to draw the situation to a conclusion. And I don't know if I'm making the right choices. I'm going to continue to pray on it. I feel like my dad is giving me guidance from the other side. I do feel that. You know, my dad never judged me for having made the choice to work in the adult industry. He never did. Neither did his partner. Neither has any of my dad's side of my family at all. I've had so many lies told about me. And I think that'll probably happen for the rest of my life, which I can deal with. But I feel like whoever's telling the lies, it needs to be the originator of the lies who continues the lies, not other people picking up the lies and running with them, you know? One of the people who initiated quite a few lies about me, he'll be in prison for a long time, so that's good, because he did a lot of damage in other ways to other people. But this is a different situation that I'm dealing with now. You know, a lot of people like to demonize people who have been adult actresses or actors. It's not what you deal with when you're in that industry, really, when you look at a person such as myself's life as a whole. That's a walk in the park. That's why a lot of people never leave the adult industry, because the only people who really truly understand you are people who have walked your path. And there's often safety in numbers. I hate saying that because I'm not somebody with a gang mentality. I don't like that. I like walking alone, independently in my life. But maybe I never really did, because I always had my dad before, and now I don't. And I know he's with me and everything, but it is a little bit different now. I do understand now why he was so adamant about me being as independent as possible. He was always like, you need to live on your own. Don't live with family. You need to pay your own way. Don't rely on your parents. And he was right, because I am pretty strong. But it's these moments that I do feel weak, which is why I'm verbalizing it. I know a lot of people are going to listen who shouldn't be listening, who actually have it out for me like you wouldn't believe. But, you know, if they hear, good. Because maybe they need to know the kind of strength that they actually are contending with when it comes to me. I don't let my emotions out a lot, but when I do, there's a reason as to why I do. But it's after you leave the adult industry and you go on with your life and you reach success that, especially if you're a woman, men, ooh, they hate if you reach any level of success, especially if you're a Black woman, because you're not supposed to. You know, what you're supposed to do when you leave the adult industry is go back. If you don't do that, you're supposed to become a drug addict. If you don't do that, then you're supposed to kill yourself. If you don't do that, you're supposed to end up in a relationship, married or dating someone that you settle for. If you don't do that, you're supposed to end up a single parent who's not doing a good job. If you don't do that, you're supposed to get murdered. None of that was my outcome. Instead, I took some years to get my mind right, figured out what skill set would make me the most independent financially. I did that. Figured out how to, for the most part, be self employed. I did that. And now I'm doing pretty good in my life. But here's what I'm contending with now. Because I reached a level of success in my life, because I don't need anybody, and because I am physically attractive, there are men claiming to have had relationships with me who never had relationships with me. There are men claiming to have slept with me who never slept with me. And then when I won't submit to going along with their lies, they're saying the worst of the worst, which if you have common sense, you wouldn't believe, but still they're saying, oh, she smells, she has bad hygiene, she um is just whatever they can come up with. But they're not stopping. And they're doing it in effort to fuck with my mind, to completely isolate me from really a lot of people, to make it to elevate themselves. They want people to believe, oh yeah, I was with a woman like her. And if you think she's too good for me, hey, look at her old adult content. I'm not ashamed of any of my old adult content. I never did anything on camera that I would not have done in my personal life. And I am very glad I listened to my agents at the time who instilled that within me. A certain manager I had also. But these men, it's like they're trying to make this weird fraternity of claiming that they had sex with me or were with me or have relationships with me, but they never did. And they're all backing each other up in effort to destroy me, but further themselves. And I don't know what to do. There have been some guys that I've liked who believed this stuff, and I guess it wasn't meant for me to be with those guys, but I'm dealing with this, and it's a very unusual situation because not many women have walked my path and made it to where I've made it. And I know no one's going to help me. So I'm going to have to do something that I don't even want to do. That is out of character for me, even. But I don't even have a choice, and it sucks. I don't want anyone else to deal with this. Some of you out there are jealous of me. You need to really look at what you think you're jealous of before you embody jealousy or envy. Because all you see is the present result. You don't know all the hardships that I have had to face. I don't even talk about it. But maybe I should, so that you do understand that who I am, it takes a lot of work. More determination than the majority of people have, and I know it. I did get that gift from my dad. I didn't get his brain, but I got his determination. Thank God. It's just so hard. Some people waited until he died to come at me like they've never come at me before. And that does tell me that they're weak, because if you're going to deal with somebody, if you're going to fight somebody, you fight them on equal footing. You don't wait until they're hurt to attack. Says everything when you're that kind of adversary. But nothing surprises me. But I just want people to know my life isn't easy at all. Never has been. And the hardest thing about having been an ex adult actress, an ex porn star, is dealing with judgment from people who have a very narrow view of life. That's the hardest part. It's not being in that industry. It's not even dealing with the stigma that you contend with immediately upon leaving. It's about after you beat the odds, people still not wanting to acknowledge that you're a success. And then people lying to try to pull you down. And I do have all the odds stacked against me. It's not only that I am an ex-adult actress, I'm a woman, and I'm an undeniably African-American woman. Just being an African-American, I'm not supposed to make it in this world. Being an African-American woman, definitely not. But then having the background of having been in the adult industry, I shouldn't exist, but I do. But to the people out there who think that you can keep lying about me, I mean, if you want to take me down, use solid, true facts, not lies. But I'm going to make sure that you don't get away with it. And you're never going to do this to any other person again. Ever. And I am just making it known. So I'll keep all of you updated. I'm not going to do too many of these personal streams at the moment. I'll do the Bible streams, but not the personal ones until I really need to. But I will make it. And I will continue to be a success. Thank you to some of you out there who gave me some words of encouragement, who are listening right now. I do appreciate it very, very, very much. Bye-bye.